Well, good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Mike Lennon. I'm the Director of Broadcasting for Queens Athletics, and it's my distinct honor to welcome you inside the Levine Center here on this beautiful day at the Queen's University of Charlotte. Today marks a momentous occasion. We are embarking on a next chapter in the long history of this university as we go into a partnership with the ASUN Conference as we make the transition to NCAA Division I athletics. In my time here, I've had the great fortune of broadcasting some of the best athletics anywhere in the nation, and with a group of student athletes and coaching staff that truly define what collegiate athletics are all about. Their passion, their drive, and the dedication they have to bettering themselves both in their respective sport and in the classroom has been truly inspiring. Queens has built a reputation for winning championships, and there is no doubt that these young men and women and alongside this university are ready to make this next step. With that being said, it's now my pleasure to introduce the 21st president of the Queen's University of Charlotte. As president, his vision and passion for this university have continually elevated it to new heights, all the while being one of the biggest supporters and champions of Queen's athletics and our fantastic student athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, President Dan Lugo.
All right, let's hear it from Mike Lennon, the voice of the Royals. I can't wait more folks, more audiences hearing Mike's call, which I enjoy no matter where I'm at. And what a thrill it is to be here today to finally formally accept the invitation from the ASUN Conference and to begin Queens' transition to an NCAA Division I institution. And this is a defining moment for Queens, one that positions us to be a nationally recognized university synonymous with our great city of Charlotte, one that highlights our commitment to excellence in everything that we do, one we have worked really hard for over a number of years, and one that we are prepared to take full advantage of. I want to start by saying thank you to those who helped make this historic day possible. A decision of this magnitude required the entire Queens community, our students, our faculty, staff, alumni, neighbors, and friends, who explored this opportunity with open minds, who gathered timely information, asked great questions, and engaged in meaningful dialogue and debate. And I'm grateful for everyone's input and for the bold leadership and thoughtful direction of our Board of Trustees, and thank you to our trustees who are here today supporting all of this. Today marks the exciting culmination of their efforts, and I think we've arrived at the right decision at the right time under the right circumstances. I want to thank my predecessors, in particular Dr. Pamela Davies, that built this incredible athletic community over her 17-year tenure here that positions us to take this leap. I want to thank ASUN Commissioner Ted Gumbart. Ted, thank you. And Deputy Commissioner Jerome Rogers and everyone on the ASUN team. And of course, all the member institution presidents for this invitation. It's a true honor to receive this invitation. And joining the ASUN Conference is indeed the next right thing for Queens. Our Royals have established a legacy of success in Division II, gaining national prominence on their way to winning 25 NCAA team national championships and 144 individual national champions. In fact, some of you, of course, all of our Queens people know this, but the world needs to know this. Our current longest active winning streak of any sport in any division in the NCAA right now is our Queens men's and women's swimming teams, who have won 7 straight NCAA championships. I'm going to go on. Just this year, our Royals brought home 12 conference tournament championships in 8 different sports, bringing their combined total to almost 150 championships in the South Atlantic Conference for regular season and tournament play. And all this success, remember, in over a 9-year period of membership. This dominance in Division II has repeatedly placed our Royals in the top 10 of the Learfield Cup. We've done everything that you can do at the Division II level. And yes, we are proud of our impressive athletic performances, but more importantly, we value our athletes as an integral part of the Queens community. Our 633 Queens Royal student athletes promote teamwork and demonstrate time management. They model physical endurance and mental tenacity, and they infuse this entire campus with the joy that comes along with doing something you love, doing it at the highest level, and doing it well. And as a group, Queens student athletes population has averaged a 3.0 or higher for the past 10 consecutive seasons, boasting a remarkable 3.42 just last academic year. And in fact, 55 student athletes representing 18 different sports earned a perfect 4.0 last year. And thus far, in the 21-22 competitive season, Queens is the only school in the nation to have 2 Elite 90 winners, the NCAA's award that recognizes the pinnacle of both athletic and academic achievements. These are just incredible academic achievements by our student athletes. So today we join the ASUN Conference because these student athletes are ready to test themselves on a bigger stage. They are ready to learn, to grow, and compete among the best in college sports. Our move to Division I will build upon their past successes while fueling even more opportunities for excellence going forward. It is at its core a mutually supporting endeavor where our investment in our athletes and their investment in themselves come together in such a way that awakens the potential of the entire Queens community. And make no mistake, while today's announcement is a tremendous win for our athletics program, our move to the ASUN Conference is about so much more than just athletics. Transitioning to Division I will allow us to share the Queens story with larger and more diverse audiences than ever before. And our story of who we are over these 165 years, where Queens has been an engine of not only individual opportunity, but of social change and innovation. We are a leader and convener in Charlotte, offering transformative experiences for our students, while also being committed to the needs of our broader community. Today's announcement moves us closer to achieving many of the objectives we set forth in our strategic vision and framework, including empowering economic mobility, cultivating collaboration among different perspectives, and establishing a more comprehensive approach to wellness and becoming a destination talent employer in this region. And as the only North Carolina school to compete in the ASUN Conference, this move serves to elevate this institution and provide enhanced visibility for the great work we do day in and day out. And I, for one, can't wait to showcase this great institution and the great city of Charlotte along with it in the ASUN. I am proud to be a Royal on this historic day, but I'm proud to be a Royal every day that I step foot on this campus. A campus that strives and a student body that strives not to be served, but to serve. So may today be the day we rise up together to embrace this new opportunity. We are more than ready for the journey that lies ahead. Thank you for being here with us this important moment. We are so proud of our student athletes. So now I would like to introduce TJ Lewis. Now, folks at Queens know TJ. He speaks to us today from a multitude of different perspectives. He himself was a star student athlete on the basketball team, graduating back in the class of '97. All right, let me stretch it a little. Just a little stretch it. But I can confirm that his son Dylan is a current star and student athlete playing baseball for the Royals. So TJ brings the firsthand experience of being a Royal student athlete and a parent, but he's also, very importantly, one of our longest standing trustees. He's been a trustee for 16 years and been a champion for the student athlete experience, and he's currently the chair of our student life and athletics committee. So TJ, I hope you can join us and give us a few words.
Good afternoon. anyone knows me, I'm not one to write down a lot of remarks, but the magnitude of this day, I prepared a few remarks that I'd like to share with you. It is a great honor to represent the Board of Trustees today as we make this historic transition into Division I athletics. To reiterate what President Lugo's comments, what he just mentioned, this is much more than a move about student athletics. This institution stands for excellence for all students, and this transition exemplifies that standard. My own personal journey with Queens started in the fall of 1993, where my desire to learn in an intimate setting matched my large dreams of living in a growing city such as Charlotte. As a student athlete recruited to play high-level Division II athletics, I didn't shy away from the challenges in the classroom or on the court. My fellow student athletes and I are also drawn to the opportunity to thrive and experience the prestigious academic and athletic excellence this university has to offer. My own athletic highlights included being named two-time captain, with one of those years being the first ever men's basketball team to reach the NCAA Division II tournament game. Those memories include former Board of Trustees Chair Hugh McCall attending our first ever NCAA tournament game in Richmond, Virginia with then President Billy Wireman. My experiences as a student athlete at Queens allowed me to join the former President Wireman and Chairman McCall to meet with potential donors, share my experiences that were taking place at this storied university. My 1996 NCAA tournament team was not the first great team at Queens, as there were many great teams that came before us. However, we were able to advance the program slightly further and gain a little bit more recognition for the university at that time. Today, almost 30 years later, the winning tradition in academic standards has advanced to new heights, and today's announcement is a culmination of those achievements. Every student and all of our student athletes have carried the torch far beyond my 1996 team's success, where multiple teams now compete for NCAA national championships, win conference tournaments regularly, and that tradition will continue. When former President Pamela Davies and Hugh McCall asked me to join the board more than 17 years ago, we all had a vision where this institution could go. And today, under President Lugo's leadership, we stand prepared to execute on that vision. Queens is a special place for so many. One of those people happens to be my lovely wife, Charmaine, who's an alumna of Queens. Charmaine attended Queens University to pursue a communications degree, and I like to say to pursue a star basketball player, which led to a career in education and writing and for a national publication. Today's announcement will allow this university to profile more great stories that are happening on this campus every day. Recently, I've had the privilege of watching student athletes on this campus compete not only as a trustee, however, also as a parent, as my son Dylan just completed the standout freshman year of collegiate baseball on the men's baseball team. I may not remember all of Dylan's stats, that he hit .357, hit 8 home runs, stole 11 bases on 11 attempts, made 13 all-conference, but I may not remember all of his stats. However, I will remember how Dylan and his baseball team and every other student athlete representing every sport on this campus looks forward to competing at the highest level, and doing so while continuing to raise the profile of our great university. I'm excited for our Queens University of Charlotte Royals to continue to rise to new heights. And I know that Dylan, as well as the thousands of current and former student athletes, students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, friends, fans, and trustees, hopefully I've captured everyone in here, are ready to build on even higher profile for this university. Joining a great conference such as the ASUN and competing at the highest NCAA division level accomplishes just that. And at this time, I would like to invite our athletic director, Sherry Swarthout, to give a little bit more about the transition into Division I athletics. But thank you from behalf of all the members of the trustees.
Thank you, TJ. I think it's almost all been said, right? What a great place we have. But I want to share a little story about TJ. He mentioned that he joined the board 17 years ago, and he's had 16 years of service. And as the story goes, I think 17 years ago, he was, thought it'd be a good idea if Queens went Division I. Is that right, TJ? Well, maybe. And so for the last 16, 17 years, I think it keeps coming up. I've been here 16 years, so I've been hearing it quite often. And his very last board meeting was on Thursday as he rolls off, and that was a day that the Board of Trustees voted for us to go to Division I and join the ASUN. And if that's not the ultimate mic drop, I don't know what is. Well, it certainly is a great day to be a Royal, whether you're here or you're watching online. What an absolutely fantastic day. And as it's been mentioned, this is not just a move for athletics. This is a move for all of us, each of us in this room and each of us that calls Queens home. The transition to Division I allows us to reinforce our strength and to expand our reach academically. We're already competing at the highest levels academically. Our student athletes are regularly winning fellowship awards. They are graduating and going on not only to grad school, but to medical school, to getting some really amazing job opportunities with some of the global companies that are headquartered right here in Charlotte. Going Division I elevates our students as scholars. By expanding the coverage of our student athletes, Queens will demonstrate that the top priority is an extraordinary educational experience. And that experience now includes the opportunity to compete at the highest level athletically. And we know that we're going to be successful. We have the student athletes that are here competing with us, and we have the coaching staff that is here along for this journey. I regularly say to my staff, I would put you up against any division, right? Division I, II, or III, it doesn't matter. We've got the best coaching staff across the country at Queens University of Charlotte. We believe in our students, our coaches, our faculty, our staff, who together will build upon this legacy of excellence and will make the most of this experience. We're confident about our success because the great partnership that we are forging with our colleagues in the ASUN. Going to the ASUN is the best move for Queens as an institution because, like Queens, the ASUN cares about its people. Not to be served, but to serve. Centering the student athletes in this transition, the ASUN values the full educational experience. Understanding the role that athletics plays in the experience of our athletes was paramount. The ASUN offered us full rights and privileges of membership in our very first term. That means we get to keep winning. We get to continue to compete for conference championship next years. The ASUN knows it's important to continue to fuel that competitive spirit that we have with our student athletes. Our athletes are ambitious, they're driven, and they are ready. Importantly, as Vince mentioned, the ASUN's geography opens up more opportunities to increase our presence in the region. We get to take Queens, not just Queens athletics, but Queens University of Charlotte to new places. No longer will we be that hidden gem of Charlotte. With greater opportunities for travel and increased exposure to new areas, we will continue to attract an even more diverse audience. Because this move not only helps us take the Royals on the road, but it also brings new people from new places to Queens and to Charlotte. We are rising, all of us, together. Before I bring Commissioner Gumbart up, I want to share a little bit about our journey. We've been conducting our feasibility study now for almost a year. I think the ASUN entered into the picture last fall. And throughout that time, Ted has been a constant presence in our world. But he made it very, very clear that it was always going to be if it was in the best interest of Queens and it was in the best interest of the ASUN. Well, I think it's clear. The ASUN is what's best for Queens. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our new conference commissioner, Ted Gumpart.
I agree with everything. I think one thing that's really important is that this is our conference. We're teammates, and all the stuff about it being a university move is awesome because it is athletics, but it's part of the university, and we're all together. We're all teammates to do what's very best for the student athletes and the university, and if we do that, we'll be okay. We have a very simple code of conduct. So now that you're part of the ASUN, and all of you, even the outside folks, how's it going? That we are very pleased that we know it's not going to be a problem. Here's our code of conduct. Be honest, be fair, be respectful, and be responsible. That's it. And if something occurs that you're not pleased, that didn't meet your expectations, then we will address it as teammates. And that's a really simple platform for us to say, people want to know, well, what did you evaluate? What made the difference? You know, you had the choice to pursue a partnership with Queens or to decide that's not going to add value to the ASUN. So what matters? I think the answer is kind of like selecting a player of the week. Everything. Everything matters. I mean, we go through and speak with folks and you get to know people. The ASUN and Queens are two great organizations, but people do business with people. And so the folks that are here, all of you that took part in building Queens to what it is today, that's what matters. That's what matters. And we want to make a difference. So I'm going to give you the 4 beams of the ASUN. Organizations often have a set of pillars or a platform. Well, we're the ASUN, and the Atlantic Sun Conference is part of our heritage. So yes, it's built on the sun. The sun is in our logo. It's a rising sun. And so our 4 beams, because beams can be like pillars and hold up a house, but they're also from the sun. So there we go. The first beam is students first. Students first. So that means your role here is a student. Then you add athlete, but you're student first. And we're committed to that. One of the things that I get to say when I'm on campus and speaking with students or speaking with any group is that we are very proud of the academic achievement, but it has to end with graduation. That's the deal we made. When your coaches come recruit you, when you decide to come play, and you accept any scholarship money that might be part of that package, you've made a commitment. We owe you all the support possible to bring you to where you're graduating and moving that tassel. And that, there's no defense. There's nobody out there blocking that shot. There's nobody out there checking you or slide tackling you. There is no defense. If we work together as teammates, you graduate. And that's the best thing. That's what's awesome. That's what changes lives. And it doesn't mean we're not competitors. We want to win. We want to win a lot. But let's say students first. The rest of our 4 beams are rise, connect, and impact. So rise, you heard that word a few times. You're rising from Division II to Division I. You're a rising program in your achievement, academically, athletically. You're part of a rising community. What an awesome place Charlotte is to add to our portfolio, to say we're going to Charlotte, we're recruiting in Charlotte, we're going to visit Charlotte, we're playing there. And Queens University will become that national brand that's attached to Charlotte. You will be the private university attached with Charlotte, and we want to be part of that. We're happy to broadcast this live on the ESPN platform. We're happy to bring ESPN to your campus for many sports, and we are going to rise, and we'll continue to rise. Connect. It's part of what we're doing right now. We wouldn't be here if we didn't form a connection with the leaders of Queens University. We wouldn't be here if there wasn't a connection between what we do and what you do. And that's forever. We have to keep connecting. When I come back to a game, I want to see a lot of these faces, and I want to be able to say, hey, there's Taryn. How's it going? And I want to know these people. You're part of our team, and we're going to connect, and then we're going to connect with the next set of folks that need to make an impact on Queens University. Because if you do it right, your current student athletes become the best recruiters you'll ever have. Because when they sit on a recruiting visit and say, hey, how's coach? You know, how's it like playing here? If they tell them, and they're honest, fair, responsible, and respectful, they'll tell them this is a great place to play. And you should come here if you want a great experience. And that will continue to connect and connect beyond what we know now as the Queens community. And impact. If you're not here to make an impact, what are you doing? Why are you here? Think about that. We all have our own little philosophies. Mine is very simple. I talk to my mom. My dad's passed away, but my mom, we talk all the time. And we've got it boiled down to two things. You're here to help, and you're here to create joy. So everything we're doing here is part of helping. We want to help, but it's part of making an impact. And we say that, obviously, it's a positive impact. Make a difference. It's important to make a difference. So if you're on a team, you're already making a difference. You're helping that team grow. You're helping learn about the trust that it takes to give in to the team and put them first. So that's what we're here to celebrate. And I'll close with saying this is one of the best type of activities a commissioner can be involved with. We spend a lot of time adjudicating and ruling and making decisions, and generally when a conflict comes to our desk, you're going to have somebody that thinks you did it either right or wrong, or maybe they'll both think you made the wrong decision. But that's what we do. That's our desk. But today, we're just celebrating. I mean, I'm in my blue. I'm all dressed up. We get to brag on the ASUN, and we just got better today because we're adding Queens University to the ASUN. So let me close by asking Dan to come on up here. And this will be the official exchange of hats, which, as you know, is part of the NCAA's requirements that you can't really join a conference if you don't exchange hats. So on behalf of the ASUN and our complete President's Council, which is totally in support of this move and looking forward to being part of your rise together, welcome to the ASUN Conference. This is a photo op. Absolutely. My pleasure. All right. And I'll also say, I don't know if Mike's coming back up to close. Here he comes, right here. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll turn it back over to Mike. Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Gumhart. I appreciate that. Thank you all so much for being here and, of course, sharing in on this historic day with this university. Like we heard everybody up here mention, for 30-plus years, this is a university that's prided itself on the diversity of its student athletes, their ability to come together as a family, compete at a high level, and, of course, win championships. And as President Lugo mentioned before, 25 team national champions, 144 individual national champions, and of course now 100 conference tournament champions with just a dozen this year. That's a heck of a number on our final year out. They've continued to prove time and time again that they are ready to stand up to any challenge that steps in their way. So a thank you to all of our speakers. A thank you to the ASUN Conference, and of course, Commissioner Gumhart for welcoming us to our brand new home at Division I Athletics. Thank you so much. we'd love to have you guys chat a little bit more with us. We have some snacks and some beverages right around the corner here, so we have to go through the magic curtain over to this side, but that's where we'll be. Thanks so much again, guys.